Hello, everybody. My name is Mariana Hughes, and I am so very excited to be here today with Eastlake Plus podcast. We are launching this wonderful way for our community to be connected, and I'm here on behalf of Eastlake Alumni and Friends Association. I've been teaching at Eastlake High School for 21 years, and this is my 27th year as a public school teacher, but I am so proud to have been at Eastlake High School for so many years. I'm an English teacher. I bleed blue. I've been a Titan for so long, and I'm just so excited to share with you about Eastlake Alumni and Friends Association. And I'm here with my dear friend and my colleague, and also my former student, Miss Vanessa Brinkman. I'd love you to see her.
Oh, Miss Hughes, you're so nice. My name is Vanessa Brinkman. You might know me as Hernandez. I was Hernandez way back when I graduated in 2003. I am now in my 15th year teaching. So amazing. So as far as my life here, oh my goodness, where do I start?
She's done everything for Eastlake, so tell us.
When I was in high school, I was a part of the Silver Armada back then. Now it's Titan Regiment. It's changed its name, but I was also the news editor for the Eastlake Edge, and now I'm a proud advisor of the Eastlake Edge now. So I've been at Eastlake teaching this is my 10th year, and I'm teaching AP Lit now. And, it's so beautiful working with Miss Hughes again. It's so lovely to see you. And how are you?
I'm feeling great. I'm excited to be here. We have so much fun stuff to share with Eastlake, and we're so proud to be here as part of Eastlake Plus.
It's so exciting. We have so many great things that are going on, and I'm just so excited to hear all about them.
Yeah, let's get started. Let's talk about it.
Yeah, so Eastlake Alumni, what is it? This is a whole new thing that's going on.
Yeah, so the Eastlake Alumni and Friends Association is a newly formed organization, and we are being helped so much by the Eastlake Education Foundation to really launch and have a formal way for our community to be connected with our school and our staff and our students. And we're really launching beautiful things for this year because our community is growing up. We are turning 30 this year, and we have so many wonderful things that we're planning to celebrate that with our community and really showcase all of the many, many things that our kids are doing, our staff is doing, and all of our alumni have been doing.
Well, if you've ever seen 13 going on 30, we're 30, flirty, and thriving over here. So in your experience, Eastlake, you've touched on it, that Eastlake High School is such a hub, and it's a central part of the Eastlake community. So what makes Eastlake stand out in such a huge area that Chula Vista is?
I think like lots of high schools, if you drive by at any given part of the time of the day, you're going to see crowds there. We're always busy. We always have performances and competitions, whether it's our robotics team, they're actually out working right now. Or it's our dance program or our sports. It's a busy kind of place for all of our community to gather. But I think beyond that, since we're growing up, and this is just so funny because it just literally happened to me today when I was walking home to my car. I'm walking to my car, and a car pulls up, and who is that? It's Mary de Unamuno. And she is married to Julio de Unamuno, and they were both students in my class years ago. I swear, I think they met in my class, but people tell me different. But anyway, they're married, and now they have children at Eastlake High School, and their daughter is in my class. So it's come full circle. Our school is special enough that not only did our kids go away and do wonderful things, but now when they're really trying to grow roots as adults and raise families, they're coming back home. And, in addition to that, oh my gosh, we have so many staff, so many teachers and coaches and advisors that they believe in our school so much that they bring their own children to Eastlake High School to be students. My third kid, Christian, is now a sophomore at Eastlake High School. Mm-hmm. There's no other school I would have in that. I am so proud of our school. I'm so proud of our students and our staff. And that, just makes it super special. We're invested in the school, and we want to see that future of the school and the students.
I know, it's amazing. For those who know me, they know I have a ton of sisters out there in the wild. And
she calls them by number. She tells me, sister number 4 or sister number 2.
Well,
I'm like, can you give me a name?
Unless you really know us and have us all together, it's hard to identify.
I met them all. I can't keep them straight.
Well, and it's that same thing. And speaking to your point, all 6 of us went through Eastlake High School, and my kids are I know, Mom.
Tiny now, but
They're tiny now, but let me tell you, little Max, who's 4 months old, he's going to be a Titan at one point in his life. He doesn't know that just yet, but I'm going to drag him through because that's what we do here at East Lake.
Yes.
We bring
them home.
We bring them home. And I love that. Yes, we bring them home and we always come back home, which, speaks to our next point, Mrs. Hughes, as one of your amazing strengths is the ultimate cupcake queen. For those who've had Mrs. Hughes has had a cheap cookie and a cupcake on Cupcake Day, and it just gets us through the crazy time of our year. What is it that I'm all stumbling through this. Where does that ability to engage with students come from? Because I know you and I've seen you, and you're the same way at 7 o'clock in the morning as you are like at 10 o'clock at night when we're texting about grading essays. Yes. Where does it come from?
Well, little known fact, I also was an elementary school teacher before I was a Titan. So you can take the elementary school teacher out of the elementary, but you can't take the elementary school teacher out of the teacher. So I'm still that person. So, my love of students and my love of people is very strong. But I really would have to say that my connection to my students over these last 21 years at East Lake High School really starts with my mentor, Stan Canaris. He was my mentor when I was at Mar Vista High School in ASB. And when I was just a little kid, I was a 15-year-old kid, and I just really didn't know much about anything. And Mr. Canaris, Mr. C, we called him, he saw something in me. And he saw some potential in me, and he saw who I was, and he believed in me, and he rooted for me, and he gave me opportunities to learn and to grow. And that just wasn't only when I was his student. That continued. That has been throughout my whole life. Mm-hmm. And so that has always inspired me, that connection that he found in me and that he believed in me. I really try to root for my students. I always tell them I'm always rooting for them. And I'm still connected to some of my kindergartners from 27 years ago, if you can believe that. And so, I believe that connection for kids makes you, and I remember it because I was 15 and that's how I felt. I felt like I was valued. Mm-hmm. And because I was valued and because someone believed in me, then I really felt like I could be more and I could do more. So I did. And so I think that's a big thing that's going to be a part of our East Lake Alumni and Friends Association is that connection that we're building with our school and with our staff and with our students. When kids see their community connected to them and they see their community invest time and resources and talent and gifts back into them, that's going to give my kiddos that are sitting right now in my class that confidence that they can also do it and they can also grow and that we believe in them. So I really think that connection is such a powerful thing that really gets so many kids just across the finish line and to their dreams.
And, and to speak to your point, Mr. Canaris, a little known fact, he's also got you to East Lake, didn't he?
Yes, he did.
So that connection, it goes, and that's one of the things that's beautiful.
He brought me home.
And that's beautiful about East Lake is it's not, that connection doesn't just end once the students graduate. It's there for as long as we are in this beautiful world. It's there.
And I can think of it right now where we have just recently hired another English teacher who was my former student, and she was working in the district and other places, and we just brought her home too. So I think we keep saying it, and I know we're always talking about it, but once a Titan, always a Titan. And that really just does make our school so connected and such a special place to be.
So great. So now, moving into, we've been talking about engagement. We've been talking about relationship building. We talked about how Mr. Canaris saw you and he was a strong advocate and huge supporter throughout your, even until now. So looking now, how does that engagement and connection to school really, really impact student success? How do we know that the student has got it?
So, I know that because I've been at the school for 21 years. And, a thing I do in my classes is I take a class picture every year. I have my kids wear their ties and we take this class picture. And so these pictures, I started doing it in 2003. Sorry, class of 2001 and 2, sorry. But in 2003, I started. And so now I have all of these pictures along my walls. And I'm constantly telling the kids about the kids on the wall. Oh, you're going to apply to this school and you want to do this? Okay, let's walk over. I'm going to show you that picture on the wall. That's Sarah McKinney. She is currently a physician. She lives in Maryland. That's her. Do you want me to connect her with you? I can connect her with you. And from letting them see what they could be in the future to walking through where they are in the moment, I can also think of another kiddo of mine. And she was in my AP class. She'd never taken an AP class before. And she was surrounded by a bunch of big brains. And sometimes she would look around and I could tell that she just kind of wasn't sure if she should be there. And she wanted to swim away from me. That's what I call it when they want to get away from my class. They want to swim away. And I was like, no, honey. And I just told her, I said, you have faith in me the way I have faith in you, and we're going to make it.
Oh, that's so powerful. Every kid needs to hear that.
Yeah. And I mean, she worked and I worked and she had it, and we worked so hard. And at the end of the year, she took and passed our AP test, which honestly, I think is just one day in their lives. If they don't pass that test, they still grow on to be amazing people. So whatever. But for her, it was a very powerful symbol. And so at the end, and I never really do this because you're not really supposed to do this, but I briefly showed her the roster.
Names are blocked.
Of all those test scores. And I said, look here. I said, you didn't think you belonged on that list. You didn't think you could do it. You thought all these other kids were smarter than you. And you thought all these other kids were going to do stuff that you couldn't do. And you know what? You did it. You did it. No one can ever take that away from you. And don't you ever doubt yourself. And if you do, you call me. Because I'll believe in you.
And so where is she now?
She's amazing. She's so amazing. She finished her biology degree. She is working in her field. She's thriving. We're still very connected. I adore her. So yeah, it's those, again, it's the connection. If someone, it's like any of us, as an adult, when I'm going to try something new, if I feel like someone sees me and I feel like I'm connected, that gives me a little giddy up. That gives me a little like, hey, okay, I'll go for it. I'll try this. I can do it. Well, kids are no different than us. They're just younger than us.
They just don't have as much experience. But that's what Stan did, and that's what Mr. Canaris did for you. He gave you that pick me up, and he's like,
he gave me opportunity. He believed in me, and he also, you can't inflate kids with false sense of confidence. You have to teach them things. They have to have real skill. They have to know how to do things. And if you do that, then they will see that in themselves. They will see their own light, and then they will be okay. And I think that's the magic at Eastlake High School, because all the time in academics, in arts, in athletics, in activities, our kids are shining and our kids are learning very valuable life skills. And that skill set gives them the confidence then to go off and do amazing things. And then the beauty of it is then they come back and they want to be connected again. They want to be connected again. It's a good thing we have.
Okay, so now, as we mentioned, 30, we're getting older.
Oh yeah,
it's the big moment. So we're preparing for the 30th anniversary. So what is the alumni doing? What's the Alumni and Friends doing? And how can we get involved?
Okay,
because
for sure.
Again, the whole
That's
idea
my favorite question.
We want to connect everyone.
Yes.
We want to bring people back home, because sometimes I think the biggest thing up until now is that, we're alumni.
How do we do it?
How do we do it? How can I help? What do I need to do?
Okay, so the Eastlake Alumni and Friends Association has been busy behind the scenes. I'm working with a powerful group of like 15 people who believe in this community, are invested, have roots here, have served this community, and they really want to help to grow this alumni association so that we can bring back other alumni that are connected in pockets, but now we're going to be bringing them back. So we've been busy behind the scenes. We are planning celebrations for our 30th anniversary. Big celebrations that we want to incorporate our community, our students, our staff, our business partners, all of our generations of alumni to come back and celebrate this milestone. It's 30 years. And you know what? Our kids have been doing things. Our kids have been doing things out there in the world. It gives me the goosies. It makes me want to cry, because I know these kids are out there and they're just doing beautiful things and they're serving their community. And Alumni and Friends is going to help them do it. And we're going to connect and really share that with the future of our students. So, sorry, I get a lot going on. But how they can do it, please start by visiting our new webpage, our Eastlake Alumni and Friends, eastlakealumni.org. That's how you find us, eastlakealumni.org. Please go there, register, connect. And you're going to find your friends, you're going to find your former teammates and your staff. And then that's going to be our primary mechanism to share information about our gatherings, share information about highlights from our former students, share information about how they can participate and give. They're already doing that. We've already had 2 virtual panels that our Alumni and Friends Association through our engagement committee have put on that have really helped students that we currently have at Eastlake High School learn how to apply to college, learn how to apply to scholarships. Our alumni is ready and willing to give back, and our Eastlake Alumni and Friends Association is going to be the mechanism and the organizational framework for all of these people to come back home. We want to welcome you home.
Well, and you never know. There are so many of our students out there who are looking for people who will just take that moment and say, you know what, I know you can do it. Yeah. Because especially with everything that we are going through, we need that someone to connect with. And it's now more than ever, we need that connection.
Definitely. So again, once a Titan, always a Titan. So we're thrilled to be here with the Eastlake Plus podcast through the Alumni and Friends Association. And we're just looking forward to the work that we're going to do to bring you home. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining us. Thank you so much.